The owner of a Trump-themed burger chain thought that maybe with all of his support for Donald Trump and the, Trump-themed burger chain, he'd be protected from Trump's policies. But no, unfortunately, he has been detained in this mass deportation effort. If you're not familiar with what a Trump burger chain would be like, here's some photos. It's basically just a burger place with Trump everywhere you can fit it. His picture, and in here they've got the flag and his face. Maybe it's good for people who overeat. You want to see his face right before you order. That way you limit how much you buy. But anyway, this is Roland Mehrez, a 28-year-old who entered the US as a non-immigrant visitor from Lebanon back in 2019 and was supposed to have left the country last February. Citing the DHS, a newspaper reported that Beainy applied for legal status after purportedly wedding a woman, but the agency maintained there is no proof he ever lived with her during the alleged marriage, which for some reason is required for this to be legal or whatever. I don't think they could live in different places. Donald Trump and Melania don't live together and haven't for years. Is she gonna be shipped out of the country or whatever? But again, always different standards for the dear leader than this guy. And so ICE said its officers arrested this guy back in May, 5 years after he launched the first of multiple Trump burger locations and placed him into immigration proceedings. He apparently denied ICE's charges against him, saying 90% of the they're saying is not true, which does still leave 10%. And I'm very curious which 10%. In any event, as of right now, he has an immigration court hearing on the 18th of November. I would say to him, don't go there, it's a trap. They're just shipping people out of those things, dude. Don't go to that hearing. In any event, he said he's endured threats for years because of his Trump burger. One burned down at one point, I guess, but it has a loyal following of, I'm gonna guess, MAGA people or whatever. And he said at one point, I would love to have Trump's blessings and have him come by. We're hoping that he sees the place. Well, he didn't, but his secret police did, unfortunately. And so this guy could well be deported. And I just wanna briefly mention, for better or worse, this is a 28-year-old who came over from Lebanon and in the span of 6 years has opened multiple restaurants. I feel like as much as I don't like his politics or whatever, that's an entrepreneurial and apparently hardworking guy. I haven't opened a single burger joint in the last 6 years, and I'm unlikely to in the next 6 years. And so even if this guy wasn't sycophantic towards Trump and the MAGA world, he moved to Texas and he's setting up restaurants and everything. Why are you shipping this guy out? He's not a violent criminal. Again, this isn't the worst of the worst. It's just that like his decorations are. Jayar, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I know the first thought is to be like, F around, find out, we know the whole thing. That you vote for the guy, you love him, you support him, and then he goes and kicks your ass out. But I think this, rabid, dirty, filthy, illegal alien that they like to call people like him, I think he should look at the bright side. I mean, he's losing his businesses, I assume, unless they're getting passed on to someone else. But as his savior's tariffs kick in, the prices for him running that are gonna go way up anyway. It's probably better off that you get the hell out of here before you get caught up in the disaster that small business owners are gonna have to deal with, continuing as this guy's policies that you love so much continue to kick their asses out too.
Yeah, it's just like you could fill a book with just the deeply ironic deportations that they're doing of people that, man, they did everything they could for Donald Trump. Their whole personality was Donald Trump. Their whole business plan was Donald Trump. And there's never enough to save you. It's a reminder that the dude who was in that Jubilee thing with Mehdi Hassan, and he was like, well, how do you know that like the fascist leader's not gonna get you? And he's like, well, I'm not gonna be one of the ones that's killed. Dude, no, there's no protection deep enough. Like you could be in Trump's cabinet. He ejects those people out and then opens them up. Fauci was in his administration. He has to have bodyguards for the rest of his life. Like that's what this sort of regime is like. And so I feel bad for this guy. The worst crime he seems to have committed is not having a traditional marriage. And again, Donald Trump has kind of been a pioneer in that area his entire life.